Good afternoon. This is Terry from the Frugal Connection. Welcome to my kitchen. Today what I want to do is make with you for my lunch a deconstructed sushi bowl. I love to eat this. It's quick, it's easy, it's filling, and it's nutritious. So come along with me as I make this today. Okay, friends, we're going to get started here. What I have is I have 2 carrots that I need to peel. I have 2 mini cucumbers. I have an avocado. I have some rice. I have some sauerkraut. Now, normally I would use like red cabbage, raw red cabbage or raw green cabbage. And I realized as I was pulling out the ingredients for this that I didn't have any. But on my counter, I have a big crock full of sauerkraut that's in the process of fermenting. And this is not quite done. I mean, it's not super sour yet. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to use it for this to replace the cabbage that I normally would put in this. I also have an avocado. It's just a little mini avocado, some sushi ginger, a mango, some wasabi. I have some low sodium soy sauce, some black beans, and some nori sheets, which is the sushi sheets. But we're not going to roll this. We're not making actual sushi. We're just taking all the ingredients that you would find in sushi and just layering them in a bowl. So let's get started on this. The first thing I'm going to do is I am going to peel my carrots. Now normally I would probably just use 1 carrot in this, but these 2 carrots were looking like they really needed to be used up, so I thought I would just go ahead and use both of them today. And again, you can use whatever vegetables, whatever base you would like. You could use brown rice. Today I happen to be making white rice or using white rice because that's what I made for my son's lunch. And he does not like brown rice, so I just decided today I was okay with using the white rice. All right, so now what I'm going to do is you could either shred your carrots into the bowl. You could use your peeler to just peel them into thin slivers. But what I'm going to do, I just find it's easier for this particular bowl that I use if I just pre-chop everything and just chop it into fine little pieces. And it's much easier to manage and to eat that way. Now, some of the reasons I've been absent from making a YouTube video the last couple weeks is that my in-laws are requiring a lot more care and a lot more attention. Neither one of them are driving, and so they need some assistance in getting to their different appointments and going grocery shopping and all that. And since I'm the one in the family that doesn't have a full-time job, or I have a job with some flexibility, I'm a little more available to do that. But it certainly has added a crazy level of activity to my life that I was not planning on. So I just have not had time to shoot a video. But here I am today. Let me throw this out. Okay, so I'm going to put in my big bowl, I'm going to just dump in the rice. I'm going to just spread it out a little bit. Now I'm also going to I have a 1/2 cup of black beans. I thought that would be a good protein to add to this. So I'm just laying those on the side. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to layer the vegetables and the different things around the bowl. And when I'm ready to eat it, I will mix it all together. So into this, I am putting my my carrots. Okay, and now I'm going to add in these 2 cucumbers. And again, I'm just chopping these into fine little, like a small dice. just to make them bite-sized and easier to manage. Now this particular bowl I find to be extremely filling, and it will keep me full all the way to dinner time. Sometimes I'll have this for lunch, sometimes I have it for my dinner, but if I have this, because it is so filling and it is a little higher in calories because I'm adding the avocado and the beans this time and some other things, that I will just probably have a salad for dinner with some chickpeas or something like that. All right, so now, let me put in this cabbage. So now again, you can see I'm just kind of layering them around the bowl like this. And I always feel like avocados, it's like a Christmas surprise, a good one or a bad one. You never know what you're going to get. This one, not looking so good. Let me see. Let me get another one. I find avocados to be very annoying because they're either too hard, they never either harden, they never soften for me enough. Like it's almost like they don't, they just never ripen. They were picked way too soon, or they go bad super quick. Okay, this is a good one. So as you can see, I have my avocado here, and this is a mini one, so I will eat this entire one, and that was not super smart because I could have cut my hand. If it's a full-size Hass avocado or a California, Colorado avocado, I would just use half of it. But because these are tiny little mini things, I'm just going to use the whole one. And basically all I do with this is I slice it. I don't go through the skin, but I just dice it right in the peel. And then I'm going to use my spoon to scoop it out. And I just find that that's the simplest way to get it done. Okay, so that going in there. Okay. And this one has bad spots already. All right, that's disappointing. All right, now I'm going to take my mango, and I'm just going to use half of this, and I am going to slice into it. Got to kind of find where the pit is on the inside. And I love mango. I just feel like sometimes it's like so much is wasted though, because they have that, there's a giant pit in the middle, and no matter how I try, it's hard to get it all the fruit off of it. So I'm going to take my little knife here and see if I can at least get some of this off the pit. And the reason I'm adding a mango to this is because I'm also adding wasabi, which is super spicy, and I only usually will add a little dollop because I can't handle too much. And sometimes, even when I try to mix it in really well, I'll get a mouthful by mistake, and I can't breathe. It feels like my nose is on fire. All right, so now I'm doing the same thing I did with the avocado. I'm slicing it down the sides, down the middle like that, and then I'm going across the diagonal, almost like I'm dicing it, but being careful not to go through the skin, and then you just fold it open, just like that. And then you can just use a knife, or you can use your fingers and just peel it right off. It's a really easy way to get all this yummy mango out of here without wasting any of it. All right. And I'm going to set that to the side because I'm going to save that for another time. All right, let me clean my hands. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of my wasabi, and I just buy this in a tube at Walmart. And if you don't like wasabi or you can't handle the heat, don't even worry about it. It doesn't need to be in here. So I'm just going to put one little smidgely dot in there, and this is done. And I'm going to take my sushi ginger and I'm going to take a couple of pieces of this and just stick it in there. And then I'm just going to pour a little bit of the juice out over where the avocado was, just to keep it from browning. Okay, now I am going to take my nori sheets. The only thing I don't like about nori is that it's super messy. So without fail, I will end up with little black pieces of seaweed everywhere, which are a pain in the neck to clean up. But I take 2 of these sheets out of here. Okay, here's my 2 sheets. And what I'm going to do is I found the easiest way to manage this is I just fold it. So I have a tube. I take my kitchen scissors and then I just kind of cut little thin strips. I've tried to like break it up with my hands, and more of it ends up being on my hands than in the bowl. And so over time, I have just found this is the easiest way to do it. And then I can get it into bite-sized pieces so I can eat it. All right, I'm going to spread that around. Oh, good grief. It's sticking to me. All right. Now, I am going to take a little bit of low sodium soy sauce. I'm going to take about 2 tablespoons of it, and I'm just going to drizzle it on top. And the reason I do that is that I can mix it all together, but also it helps hold that nori sheet down a little bit. So it's not, when I'm walking across the floor with the bowl to go to the table, it doesn't fly out of the bowl on me. Okay, there you have it. Took a little longer because I was doing it for the camera, but this is my sushi bowl. I will zoom in on this so that you can see it. Now, one thing that I would probably add to this that I don't have right now is some sesame seeds, some toasted sesame seeds on top. That way I'm also getting some of those omega-3s that I need, and it gives it a good crunch. But what I'm going to do is I will give this a good mix together. I mix it all up so I can get that wasabi stirred in, because I certainly don't want a mouthful of wasabi. It never ends well. I end up choking and all sorts of things. But this is my lunch for today. It's a deconstructed sushi bowl. It is extremely tasty. Like you can see the size of the bowl. It's very filling, and this will keep me going for the rest of the afternoon. Now, that leads me to one thing that I do want to mention. If you are going, because I mentioned I don't have any sesame seeds. If you're going to eat exclusively plant-based whole food, so that means no animal products at all, you must make sure that you are eating a well-balanced range of plant foods. And the reason for that is that you can start to develop some serious nutrient deficiencies over time. Now, I am learning this lesson the hard way. I have been eating this way for almost 1.5 years, so it's been 1 year and 4 months. It's been great. I have seen a huge improvement on my health. My doctor has blessed it, and I made sure that I checked with him, that I've been in touch with him, that I keep him apprised of what's going on. And he's just a traditional medicine doctor, but he's a great doctor. But one thing I've noticed in the last month, and it was very upsetting, is that my hair is starting to thin. Now, I'm also going to be 63 in a couple months, and so I don't know if it's just a natural aging thing, but I started noticing like the part where I part my hair was looking more pronounced. And then when I lift up my hair, I can see, like, I don't see any undergrowth. It's like just clear to the scalp. And so that was so upsetting because, I mean, it's very traumatic to lose your hair. So one thing I did, and since I started eating this way, I have been taking Hemaplex iron tablets. I take 2 a day. And I also make sure that I try to eat citrus with it because I know iron, a non-heme iron, which is derived strictly from plant foods, you kind of need citrus to help it absorb better. And then I also knew that I was going to need, where is it? Like vitamin B12, because B12 is one thing that you can be deficient in. So I actually had my doctor check those levels, my iron and the B12, and they were perfectly normal. And that was just a few months ago. So I knew I was doing okay with that. And I take a D vitamin because, again, it's another thing you can be deficient in. And even before I started eating plant-based, especially in the wintertime, my vitamin D levels were always low. So I wanted to make sure I was eating well. But then I got lazy and I started finding myself eating a lot of the same thing every day just because it was simple, it was easy, it was quick, it was right there. So, I'd have a salad and I'd throw some chickpeas on it. I might have a sushi bowl, but I might have, some oatmeal for breakfast or, a potato with some greens on it or something like that. But I've gotten very lazy with not really taking the flax meal like I should, or varying up the grains, so like doing oats and brown rice and quinoa and, buckwheat, all those different kinds of grains where you're going to get a wide variety of nutrients. I've been bad about other supplements. So when I saw the hair starting to thin, boy, that was like a kick in the rear end because I did not like that. And it was really scary. So at first I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I got to go back to eating the way I used to eat, and I didn't really want to do that. I mean, I'm not opposed to once in a while if I'm someplace and there's nothing else to eat, I'll have a piece of chicken or I'll have an egg or something. But for the most part, I don't eat any of that. So what I did was I bought some zinc, which is another huge culprit in hair loss or thinning hair. So I did buy some zinc, and I'm taking that every day now. I bought EPA, DHA plus EPA, which is your omega fatty acid supplement. So I'm taking that, and then I'm also taking calcium and magnesium, which that doesn't really have anything to do with hair loss, but I just thought I better just cover all my bases. So again, it's great to eat this way. It is so much more healthy for you, but you do need to keep an eye on having a varied, well-rounded diet, and also making sure that you are taking some supplements if you need them. Do I like taking all these? And there's mixed information out there. Some doctors say if you're eating a well-balanced plant-based diet, you don't really need to take any supplements. Others say, yeah, you absolutely need to. So I'm just going to err on the side of caution. I will also check in with my doctor and have him test to make sure there's nothing else going on, because sometimes thyroid issues, things like that, can cause that problem. So that's my word of advice today. I just wanted to mention that. And I hope you will give this a try because this is extremely tasty. And I'm going to go eat my lunch. I'm going to put my feet up and relax a little bit this afternoon. I have a meeting tonight, and then tomorrow I'm going to be spending the day with my in-laws, taking them to their doctor's appointments and going grocery shopping, and I do some cooking and cleaning for them. And I hope that you are having a beautiful day. I hope you will check out my website, thefrugalconnection.com. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. You can share and subscribe. But no matter what, have a great one, and I will see you in the next video.